What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to give you 5 tips on restarting lifting and going back to the gym. I know this is going to depend a lot on your local circumstances, whether gyms are opening, closing, or you're in some phase of restarting and reopening. But if conditions permitting for you are safe and this information sounds interesting, then let's get started. So tip number 1 is just take it slow. So a lot of people, when they get back into the gym, are gonna immediately, rush to their old routine and try to do the exact old weights that they were doing before, right? As if nothing had happened and they haven't lost progress. But obviously you don't need me to tell you that that's really a mistake. So most people in these past few months have probably lost, a decent amount of muscle, maybe gained some fat too. Whether or not they've had a home routine, just because they haven't had the access to full gym equipment or their full training schedule that they were able to in the past, right? So it's really important to just take it easy on yourself. I would definitely say start with lighter weights on all your exercises. So go down a few pounds to make sure the movement is a little bit easier for you, just for safety reasons. And then also this is a really good time to work on improving your form, right? So that over time, as you build weights up, you can get even higher than you previously did before. So tip number 2 is going to be to focus on compound lifts. So everyone's routine should already have naturally been built on focusing on compound lifts. So compound lifts, obviously you target multiple muscle groups and you hit multiple joints, right? So these include bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press, etc., etc. So that's what people's routine should already have been based on. If your routine wasn't, then this is really the perfect opportunity for you to do that, to just adjust your routine, because training this way is going to help you regain as much of that previous muscle mass that you lost, right, as quickly as possible, just because you're stimulating a lot more muscle growth than you would be otherwise with small isolation movements. So just something to keep in mind. So before I move on to the next tip, make sure you scroll down, click subscribe, and turn notifications on, because I'm going to continue releasing content like this, which will help you hopefully one day achieve your peak physical potential. Tip number 3 is to train full body in the gym, at least for the first few weeks coming back in. So the first 2-3 weeks, training full body is going to be the optimal way to stimulate the most muscle growth as you go back to the gym. So if you're training with these compound lifts and doing full body, that means that a lot of the muscles in your body are stimulated at least 3 times per week if you're assuming full body training, 3 days on off, right? So that's going to be a lot more stimulation for muscle growth than if you were doing maybe your usual split of your push-pull legs, or training one body part each day, something like that. So basically my recommendation is just to train that full body, just to stimulate that max muscle growth, so you can regain anything you may have lost and potentially make more gains too. Tip number 4, choosing the correct mask and safety. Obviously it's brought a little bit of a prop for this one, but it is important to note that obviously you should be complying with any health and safety regulations in your local area and gym. So usually that's going to be wearing a mask, disinfecting all your equipment that you're using before and after, and then maintaining the distance from people and not trying to touch everything and all that too. Making sure the place is well ventilated, right? So besides all those considerations, when it comes to actually wearing your mask, there's some things where it can be a lot harder to do with a mask on. For example, all your cardio. So I would highly recommend that instead of trying to run in the gym on treadmills and do all that, that's really hard to do. I would just say take that outside. It's really a lot better for you to just do that. So big proponent of people just running outside anyway. But if you are inside and you're lifting, you do want to make sure that you're not wearing, you should choose a good mask to wear, is what I'm saying. You shouldn't choose to wear one of the cheap blue ones, because those tend to slip around. They're going to cause you to be distracted during your workout and really irritate you. What you want is something nice like this, nice, that will fit it'll fit nice and snug. It'll stay on your face, won't shift around, no matter what you're doing in your workout, whether you're sweating, whatever. So just something to keep you from getting distracted so that you can really focus on your workout. So my last tip number 5, is really seeing this like opportunity to come back to the gym as just a new beginning. So rather than, kind of being bitter about like any progress you may have lost, like think of this as a new time to, like readjust your schedule, readjust your routine, really focus on improving your diet and nutrition, and then also just like use this time to really like create new goals, start training harder too, right? So these are all things that are like super achievable. And I think a lot of the times, like when we lose progress, like we really can see it like as a bad thing, or like large changes like this. But really there's that opposite side to it too. It's really how you look at a lot of these issues. So that's just my take. But definitely try to see everything's on the positive side and really just improve all your workout training, diet, nutrition, fitness, create all your new goals. That's really what I'm trying to say. All right, so that about wraps this video up. Thanks so much if you watched all the way through. As I already said before, scroll down, click subscribe, helps the channel out a great deal, and helps me to, deliver more quality content to help you guys achieve peak physical potential. So check out the rest of the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.